Watch Coco Martin's hard life before he became a famous actor. Unbelievable, Coco Martin stars at FPJ's Ang Provinciano, which continues to defeat the ratings of other series. He plays Cardo, a dignified policeman who seeks vengeance for his brother. Jericho Rosales stars at the newest series of Primetime with R.C. Munoz, titled Magpahangang Wakas, in which he plays Waldo, who fights for a love that has been stolen from him. Every night, viewers awaits for the thrilling episode of each series. But did you know that the two actors have a rag-to-riches story? Coco Martin, before being the action star we all admire, has been a janitor in Alberto, Canada. He had been an OFW before he got discovered to star at indie films and later on in the national television. His fans love how humble he stayed all throughout his booming career. Jericho Rosales, believe it or not, has been a fish vendor before making it big in the television. He sold fish in a wet market at Marikina before he got discovered. He is not ashamed of his background, as this is what has brought him to success. With all of these, they stand as an inspiration to many others, of how diligence and faith can bring you success no matter what. Invite you to watch the video. Communist rebel leaders warn Duterte about the U.S. plan Tanggalan sa PWESTOC. Duterte. Communist rebel leaders warned President Rodrigo Duterte yesterday at a peace talks forum about the plot to oust him by elements of the U.S. government, the military, and groups in the country that could prevent the success of the peace talks. Benito and Wilma chimes in, warned that the progress of the peace talks of the government under Duterte is ongoing. There was a need for vigilance against other forces that would put a stop to it. We know that even before President Duterte was elected, there were already elements of the U.S. government and members of some influential groups who were planning to stop the left's influence on the government. Two designated consultants of the National Democratic Front, NDF, the political arm of the Communist Party of the Philippines, said the second round of peace negotiations in Oslo, Norway next month will be facing more crucial and challenging issues. Some of the issues that will be discussed in the negotiations are the proposed general amnesty for political prisoners and a ceasefire among two parties. He also said there were members of the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police continuing to campaign against the peace talks. Because of the situation, we are hopeful yet vigilant for sudden twists that might occur due to intensified friction between the political factions, he said at a forum attended mostly by students and teachers in Pasig City. Murder trial. The Chimesons were temporarily released from detention to participate in the resumption of the peace negotiations in Oslo on August 22. The Chimesons were arrested 2 years and 5 months ago and were detained at Camp Crame in Quezon City while on trial for multiple murder. Invite you to watch the video. Caught on cam. Defenseless farmer leader in Palawan shot dead by violent security guard. A peasant leader was killed by a shotgun-armed security guard and was caught on the camera in a rice field in Coron, Palawan after trying to talk to him and several government personnel. Arnold Figueroa, 44, was hit on the stomach by a single round fired by Dan Nelson Mayo, a member of the Blue Guards of the Bureau of Animal Industry, BAI, at Yulo King Ranch, YKR. Mayo, together with several government personnel, escorted by 4 Marines, started uprooting crops in the farm where Figueroa is harvesting. Figueroa attempted to talk to them, but Mayo shot him straight in the stomach where Figueroa dropped dead, his lower torso covered with blood. Another farmer was also wounded. The video, which was captured on a cell phone video by Maria Mayo, Find and surfaced first in Inquirer.net. Find is the General Secretary of Pesanti, and 30,000-member organization of farmers seeking the distribution of land under the 1988 Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. Figueroa was the local leader of Pesanti. Before, the fight was against landlords, now it is against the government, said Libertine Amer, a lawyer for the Catholic Church-backed Climate Change Congress of the Philippines, the umbrella group for peasant organizations. Figueroa, whose wife is pregnant with his 4th child, had been at the leader of a 6-year fight for the distribution of part of the Yulo ranch they had planted with rice, sweet potatoes, bananas and coconut on Coron. Mayo is currently under police custody. Invite you to watch the video. Cops who went AWOL after being assigned to Mindanao will face administrative case. Must read. invite you to watch the video. Manila cops designated to Mindanao who went on AWOL, absence without leave, will be facing administrative cases due to neglecting duty. According to CNU, Philippine National Police, PNP, Chief Director General Ronald Beto de la Rosa said the cops will not only be facing an administrative case, they will also be relieved from their duties permanently. The said cops went on AWOL after two of their fellow cops were shot in Cotabato City, leaving one dead and the other gravely injured. De la Rosa condemned them for their cowardice and said their fears were still not an enough excuse to leave their duties, further slamming them, saying they were not worthy of the uniforms if they cannot properly deliver based on their assigned tasks. So Clinton, Donald Trump faced off in first general election debate. 10:39 The first debate is over. 10:37 The candidates are asked if they will accept the outcome of the will of the voters on election day. Clinton said, "I support our democracy. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I certainly will support the outcome of this election." Clinton. After a long-winded answer, Trump said, "If she wins, I will absolutely support her." 10:33 Trump is asked what he meant when he said earlier this month that Clinton doesn't have a presidential look. "She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina. And I don't believe she does have the stamina," Trump said. 10:30 Clinton said words matter and wants to reassure allies that the U.S. abides by nuclear treaties and pledges. 10:29 Trump is asked if he supports the current policy of first use with regard with nuclear weapons. He then accused Clinton of acting cavalier with the Russians. He then said that Russia has been expanding their nuclear capabilities. "I can't take anything off the table," Trump said. 10:26 Trump said that the single greatest problem facing the U.S. is nuclear armament and nuclear weapons. He added, "Not global warming." 10:20 Trump reiterated his claim that he was against the war in Iraq. "I was against the war in Iraq," Trump said. Lester Holt responded, "The record shows otherwise." Trump said it was mainstream media nonsense put out by Clinton, and then he listed a number of interviews he did at the time. He then repeatedly said that he has a strong temperament. "I have a winning temperament," he said. 10:17 Trump repeated his position that NATO members need to pay their fair share, and the lack of their contributions, he said, "bothers me." He then appeared to take credit for NATO focusing on terror. "I'm all for NATO," he said. 10:14 Trump said that President Obama and Clinton created a vacuum the way they got out of Iraq. As a result, he said ISIS was formed. "They wouldn't have even been formed if they left some troops behind," Trump said. Clinton then pointed out that Trump supported the Iraq war invasion, and Trump denied ever supporting the war. He did, however, support the war initially. 10:11 Trump agreed that the U.S. needs to strengthen its cybersecurity systems, but he said he's not sure that Russia was behind the cyber attack on the Democratic National Committee, DNC. He said it could have been Russia, China, or somebody sitting on their bed weighing 400 pounds. 10:7 Clinton is asked who is behind the latest cyber attacks in the U.S. and how the government should fight them. She said that cyber warfare will be one of the biggest challenges facing the next president, adding that the U.S. faces two different kinds of adversaries, hacking groups, but also nation-states. "There's no doubt now that Russia has used cyber attacks about all kinds of organizations in our country," Clinton said. Clinton pointed out that Trump has praised Russian President Vladimir Putin. 10:4 Clinton says that Trump shouldn't be able to get away with his birther rumor. She said he has a long record of engaging in racist behavior. She repeated First Lady Michelle Obama's line from her speech at the Democratic National Convention in July, "When they go low, we go high." 10:0 Trump is asked what took him so long to acknowledge that President Obama was born in the U.S. First, he started to attack Clinton's former campaign manager, as well as her longtime advisor Sidney Blumenthal, and suggested they started the rumor. Trump then said he's satisfied with the president's birth certificate because he said he wants to get on with defeating ISIS, creating jobs and creating a strong border. Lester Holt points out that the birth certificate was released in 2011 and yet he continued to question Mr. Obama's birthplace. 9:54 Clinton is asked if police have implicit bias. She said, "I think implicit bias is a problem for everyone, not just police. She said too many of us jump to conclusions about each other. Trump said he strongly agrees with Clinton's position that people who are on the government's no-fly list shouldn't be able to purchase a gun. He then blasted Clinton for her super predator remark, which she has apologized for. 9:49 Trump responded, "We have to bring back law and order." He claimed that almost 4,000 people have been killed in Chicago since President Obama took office. He suggested that he would be interested in implementing a stop-and-frisk policy, which he claimed brought the crime rate in New York way down. Moderator Lester Holt pointed out that the stop-and-frisk policy in New York was ruled unconstitutional. 9:45 Clinton is asked how she would bridge the divide in race relations in the U.S. She said race determines too much and it remains a significant challenge in our country. She said that it determines how blacks are treated in the criminal justice system. Citing the recent police shootings of black men in Tulsa and Charlotte, Clinton said that she would bridge the gap and heal the nation by restoring trust between communities and the police, working to ensure police have proper training and techniques and to pass tougher gun laws. "Everyone should be respected by the law and everyone should respect the law," she said. 9:37 Clinton addressed the 33,000 deleted emails accusation. She said, "I made a mistake using a private email of Secretary of State. I take responsibility for that," she said. 9:35 Clinton hypothesized that he's hiding his tax returns because she said Trump might not be as rich as he says he is, that he might not be as charitable as he says he is, that he owes millions to Wall Street and foreign banks, or that he might not have paid anything in federal taxes. "There's something he's hiding," Clinton said. 9:31 Trump is asked if voters have a right to see whether there are conflicts of interest in his tax returns. He first said, "I don't mind releasing," but added, "I'm under a routine audit," and claimed that he would release them as soon as the audit is over. He said voters can learn more about him by reading through his financial disclosures through the Federal Election Commission. However, they wouldn't show his tax rate. Trump then claimed he would release his tax returns if Clinton releases her 33,000 emails that were deleted from the time she served as Secretary of State. 9:26 Clinton hits Trump that he doesn't have a plan to defeat the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, ISIS. Trump responded, No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life." 9:24 Trump says his tax cut will be the biggest cut since Ronald Reagan, and he said, "I'm very proud of it." "You're going to regulate these businesses out of existence," Trump said to Clinton. 9:17 Clinton said the last thing we need to do is go back to the policies that failed us in the first place. She slammed Trump's tax plan, which she said would blow up the national debt by over $5 trillion and would disadvantage middle-class families. She claimed his plan would cost 3.5 million jobs and might cause another recession. She also claimed that Trump called climate change a Chinese hoax, and Trump denied ever saying it. The GOP presidential nominee has called climate change a hoax and tweeted in 2012 that it was created by and for the Chinese. The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-competitive. 9:13 Trump is asked how exactly he's going to bring back companies for cheaper labor overseas. He dodged the question and repeated that the U.S. needs to renegotiate its trade deals. Secretary Clinton: "Is that okay?" Trump said, "I want you to be very happy. It's very important to me." Asked again how he would stop them from leaving, he said the U.S. can't let them leave in the first place. 9/11 Trump says U.S. jobs are leaving the country, and he touted his plan to reduce taxes, which he said would be a job creator. "It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch," Trump said, adding that the U.S. needs to renegotiate its trade deals. 9/6 Lester Holt asked Clinton why she would be best to strengthen the economy and create jobs. The Democratic presidential nominee said she often thinks about the future of the country, said she hopes to build an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. Clinton said she'd like to support people who are struggling to balance family and work. Clinton touted her proposals for paid family leave, earned sick days, affordable childcare, and debt-free college tuition. She said she would pay for it by making the wealthy pay their fair share and close the corporate loopholes. 9-5 Both nominees have entered the stage and shook hands. The debate begins now. 8:30 p.m. The first general election presidential debate of 2016 kicks off in about 10 minutes. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump face off for the first time this cycle at Hofstra University on New York's Long Island. NBC's Lester Holt will moderate the debate, and last week he announced that the debate's three main topics cover America's direction, achieving prosperity and securing America. Clinton won a coin flip on Monday, which means she will get the first question. With less than 43 days remaining until Election Day, polls have shown the race has been tightening in recent weeks, especially in several battleground states. A series of new polls released Monday morning found the two nominees are virtually tied nationally and are deadlocked in several states like Colorado and Pennsylvania. A CBS News Battleground Tracker poll released Sunday found the race in Colorado is a toss-up while Clinton still maintains a lead in Virginia. Clinton campaign aides are downplaying the possibility that there will be any fireworks at this first contest. Aides are expecting a boring debate, CBS's Hannah Fraser-Champong reports, in which Americans will see subdued, polite Donald Trump. You do not have a valid verification file. Please contact our sales support team to obtain a valid license. Trump tweeted ahead of the debate about how his team of deplorables will take over his account during the event. Thank you for watching videos like you. Remember, the channel, register and comment below. Thank you.